700.
RSL fans, good evening and welcome inside beautiful Rio Tinto Stadium for a little friendly soccer action tonight between Sacramento Republic FC and your Real Salt Lake. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth, and the third man in the booth tonight. He is our Dennis Miller.
Whoa.
Maybe our Dan Deerdorf. I don't know. Wow. He's Trey Fitzgerald here with us tonight. He'll be jumping on board from time to time as RSL takes on Sacramento Republic FC. We'll just refer to him as Sacramento throughout the evening here, Dunny. It's a team that a week ago won the USLPro Second Division Championship in their first season, and as an expansion club, that's quite a feat.
Yeah, it's quite a feat. It is, and over 174,000 fans through the turnstiles this season in Sacramento. A lot of hype behind them making that step to Major League Soccer. We know that Orlando City's bumping up. Could Sacramento Republic FC be the next ones?
Well, we'll see tonight. Life Vantage first 11 for RSL goes this way. Fernandez, Mansali, Salcedo, Mond, and Glad in back. A midfield of Velasquez, Grossman, and Balchin. And, of course, up top tonight, we'll see kind of three attacking players, Finley, Sandoval, and Jaime. It's not a traditional 4-3-3, but it'll have that look at times, right?
Yeah, the most important aspect is you're going to see Justin Glad. He's going to sit in front of that back four. Balchin's going to play on this right-hand side. And then Cole Grossman and Glad will kind of be that safety latch in front of the back four and really allow Real Salt Lake to have two separate teams. A look defensively while they can attack with numbers of that front three, Finley, Sandoval, Sebastian Jaime, and then Velasquez just dipping in underneath.
Underway here tonight, first minute, and obviously scoreless as RSL in the home white. And I guess you'd call that kind of a brownish rust color tonight for Sacramento as they come in here this evening and looking to make an impression against an MLS squad. Of course, the city of Sacramento and this club would love nothing more than at some point in time to become an MLS club themselves. There's been a lot of chatter about that in Northern California. Sacramento in back with possession. They'll play it to the near sideline, and out of bounds it goes. It'll be a throw-in for Real Salt Lake right in front of Preki.
Yeah, it's good to see my old former teammate at the Miami Fusion get his chops wet once again after starting at Chivas USA when Bob Bradley took over the U.S. men's national team, then venturing up to the Great White North of Toronto FC after one season being let go, and he was kind of caught on the outside looking in. But this opportunity, I mean, what a season. Second best record in USLPro. That is not bad for a collective group coming together in a short amount of time.
Ball drifts over the end line for a goal kick. Djokovic tonight will be your keeper in the orange for Sacramento. A familiar face on the pitch up top tonight, a Salt Lake native, a Skyline High graduate, and a former Bruin of Salt Lake Community College, and a well-traveled MLSer has now found his home in Sacramento. That's your friend Justin Braun.
Yeah, Justin Braun gets to start alongside Adam Jean. Adam Jean, the former Stanford standout, on loan from San Jose Earthquakes, the two big bodies up top for Sacramento.
Middle of the field, Sacramento planning to play a little possession. Ball comes into the back now. Vukovic will play it back across to the center of the pitch. It comes now. Merkovic. Straight ahead it comes to Lopez, who was recently named USLPro Championship MVP. He had a nice season. Here's Braun, halfway line settling. Rich Balchin on his back. Now into the attack comes Sacramento. Back it comes. Gilberto. And all the way back to Vukovic. And across it comes to Daly. Up ahead, through ball. Jean. Now Alvarez wide. Well defended and back that time. It'll be a throw-in far sideline here for Sacramento.
Well, early and often we're seeing Justin Braun, Adam Jean making themselves available 2 feet. Good strong runs back and then hard overlapping runs in behind. RSL's back line just has to be aware of where those second runs are coming at all times.
Into the box, dummy ball through from Braun and cleared out by Justin Glad, the promising young defender for Real Salt Lake. Such a bright future. RSL's got so many great young players, Dunny, and boy, nobody's made quite the impression that a guy like Justin Glad has made in just a couple of exhibitions and friendlies with this team. And now we've got an injured player down for RSL just underway here, and that's
Velasquez.
It is Velasquez who's
Dunny,
down.
talk a little bit about in this 4-3-3 setup. It looks like RSL still examining how they will hunt in packs, as is their defensive nature, but we've also seen a couple times where Devin Sandoval thought he had some passing lanes, and they were quickly cut off. What do you think it's going to take in terms of familiarity with this new setup?
It's gonna take some of those ebbs and flows and finding out exactly what that shape does look like. Real Salt Lake, known for the diamond formation, so usually you can see a lot of blind balls being played to space, recognizing where those runs should be. But today, with Kroll Grossman and Justin Glad sitting in front of that back four, it's going to give the freedom of Sebastian Velasquez to find the game. But those outlet passes for Devin Sandoval aren't so much going to be straight dropped back balls. They're going to have to be a little bit more at angles.
Velasquez okay, walked off to the sideline, back on the pitch now. Here comes Sebastian Jaime chasing the ball up the near sideline. Ball played in back to the keeper. And he clears out toward the center circle. Nodded forward by Gilberto. Back to Carlos Salcedo, who will play it all the way back to his good friend Lalo Fernandez. Fernandez outlets near side. Mond. A little pressure coming from Lopez. Mond turns it back upfield to Balchin. Good to see Rich back and healthy again. He's just never been able to stay healthy in his couple of seasons here in Salt Lake City. Now Finley, center of the park. Robbie operates, plays it wide. Too much on that one as it scoots out of bounds. Past Balchin here on the near sideline. Throw in for Sacramento. 6th minute and scoreless.
Yeah, Bill, you were talking about Rich Balchin. When he's healthy, he is I think, one of the most promising right backs in Major League Soccer. He's got such deceptive speed and athleticism down this right-hand side. Looks to connect, wants to get forward, but as you said, kind of like what Chris Schuler was dealing with the last 2 seasons, Rich Balchin just hasn't been able to stay healthy to continue to build upon performances.
Daly plays it wide. Clemente up that far sideline across the halfway line. Sacramento gets into the attack. Now Jean. San Jose Earthquake player on loan to Sacramento. Draws the foul from Real Salt Lake. And a set-piece opportunity coming here for Sacramento. Call it about 30 yards out.
That's a good job from Clemente up that right-hand side. Alvarez dips inside. John makes that hard checking run. And, Bill, that's what I'm talking about, the interchanging from Alvarez and Lopez. Those late runs can cause some problems for RSL's back line.
So Lopez will stand over at the 27-year-old Mexican native. Ball played in instead by Clemente toward the back line, and over the end line it goes. Not a well-taken set piece that time by Sacramento.
They're going to send the battalion forward on set-piece opportunities. They've got the size and the strength, the quality of consistency of service. Interesting to see how Lalo Fernandez controls this back line. What do the decisions look like when the ball's at his hands, at his feet, and how does he vocally push around his back four, making sure that all of those points across the back are nice and tight.
Lalo puts it back in play, up the near sideline, flicked on by Devin Sandoval, but tried to find Jaime here on the near sideline. Out of bounds it goes. 0-0, 7th minute. RSL and Sacramento Republic FC here tonight. John couldn't get on the end of it. Nodded forward now. Justin Braun takes it down. Doubled up. And played forward.
Ooh.
And a dangerous ball as the offside flag came up here on the near sideline. Alvarez was sprung that time by Mirkovic, but he was a step or two off that time for Sacramento.
Yeah, we're seeing some early, strong, confident touches from Justin Braun. And yeah, you look at what Justin Braun elected to do. Could have gone back to Major League Soccer. Could have been a part-time player. Could have taken that pay cut. Takes the opportunity to play underneath Preki, a head coach that he believes in, that trusts him as a player, gets a run of form, plays over 21 games in the season, stays healthy a majority of the season, and now you're seeing him incredibly confident with his decision-making on the ball. He can be a difference maker, and I think if you get past those first 2 seasons at Chivas USA, the biggest issue that Justin Braun really fell into was the fact he couldn't get consistent run of games. Couldn't find a coach that had the same belief in him that Preki did at Chivas USA. I think Justin Braun's got a bright future, and you think about Sacramento Republic FC, and if they're built for MLS, they're going to have some veteran-style players with plenty of MLS experience.
Justin Braun, 6 goals and an assist this year for Sacramento, including the first goal in club history way back in March. RSL on the attack up that far sideline. Mansally had it and then lost it, and Sacramento gets it right back again. Mentioning Justin Braun, for those that have been used to seeing him with the short cropped hair throughout his career, going with a little bit longer flowing locks here this evening in Salt Lake City.
He finally got his lettuce sorted.
Center of the pitch. Cole Grossman can't control, but Mansally tracks it back, and he'll play it all the way back to Lalo Fernandez. 9th minute, 0-0 as Lalo puts it back in play straight up the center of the park. Ball trickles back, bounces once, and hits back to Robbie Finley. Now RSL on the push. Finley trying to go around a defender, and Daly fouls him in back. Good move by Robbie to use his speed and quickness to get around Daly and drew the foul. It'll be a set piece to the right of the keeper, 25 yards out.
Well, that's when Robbie Finley is at his best with a confident first touch and running at a defender. And when you pull one of the two center backs out wide, if you can get that first touch, get that good burst, and then get in behind, you've created a great opportunity in the attack. Good to see Robbie Finley with some early confident touches.
Cole Grossman will stand over it. Big bodies getting forward here for RSL. Grossman bends one into the box, punched out by the keeper. Glad gets a touch to it. Then Gilberto clears it out, takes it back, and turns it back the other way for Sacramento. Dangerous ball in. And Djokovic not taking any chances, just punches that ball away.
Yeah, Djokovic getting the start tonight. Jake Gleason, who was the starter in the final, back with the Portland Timbers, so he's no longer with Sacramento Republic FC.
10th minute, and 0-0 here at Rio Tinto Stadium, near sideline. Sacramento on the push forward. Left-footed ball bending into the box, but overhit that time. Goes through to the backside. Mansally tracks it down, and he clears it with a big left foot out toward midfield. Held in there by Daly. Right back it comes to Robbie Finley. Finley plays it back now to Grossman. Up that far sideline comes Mansally, and if he could have gotten by, it would have been a free run up the sideline. Throw in instead, touched out of bounds by Sacramento. Just a reminder, you can experience the thrill of Real Salt Lake and do it in the Maverick Mayhem Corner. Lowest priced individual tickets in town at just $16. You get those vouchers at Maverick locations up and down the Wasatch Front. Buy them with the Adventure Club card to earn trail points only at Maverick, Adventure's first stop. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth, Trey Fitzgerald with you here tonight at Rio Tinto Stadium. RSL in a friendly, an intrastate friendly with Sacramento Republic FC.
Oh, Bill, one of the interesting dynamics is if you look at Sacramento Republic FC this year, you're looking at players with over 30 games played this season. You think about what next year is going to look like with Real Monarchs coming in as an expansion team in the 2015 USLPro League, and you're going to have an opportunity for guys like Justin Glad, for Rich Balson, Sebastian Velasquez, Aaron Mon, Carlos Salcedo, even Abdoulaye Mansally and company, guys that can literally play at least 20 to 30 games when they're not playing with Real Salt Lake's first team. It's an incredible dynamic, and it takes away kind of what we're seeing right now with Devin Sandoval, forcing him to go out and travel cross country to get a couple games underneath his belt. To see the growth of what's happening in Major League Soccer and USLPro and how this dynamic's working out, it was a pipe dream years ago, and now we're all seeing it come to light. And you're going to see instant growth in individual clubs.
I was about to say, with the expansion of this league, Dunny, and we know that Don Garber is growing this league by leaps and bounds, you need USLPro and these other leagues to really become developmental leagues and the equivalent of the minor league system of development like baseball has to really help this sport grow in the country.
Well, let's be realistic. There's not many teams in Major League Soccer that have really developed young talent. If you're a bright young talent and working your way into the first team of a club, it's a difference between working your way into a first team of a Seattle, an LA, or a Real Salt Lake, or working your first team into a Montreal Impact or a Chivas USA. And there's no disrespect intended, but it's just a different range of what the growth looks like. And to see that, be able to be in the same city, to have your teammates, to have your coaches be able to go support, watch, and continue to see you develop with gameplay and still get the training sessions with the first team. Some pretty incredible opportunities.
Near sideline, Balshan's got it. 13th minute. Rich, top of the box. Jaime's touch gets away from him. Sacramento gets it back again, but there's Balshan fighting for it and then touching it over the end line for a goal kick here for Sacramento. Better build up that time for RSL. Neither team's had a great deal of build up in the final third, and neither keeper's been tested so far here tonight at Rio Tinto Stadium.
Yeah, Bill, I think these two teams right now are trying to fill out the balance and see exactly what they're looking at. For Sacramento Republic FC, they're just trying to figure out a way to break down those two dedicated defensive midfielders sitting in front of the back four. For RSL, it's trying to find the right spacing, trying to find the familiarity with the runs off the ball.
Out wide with it, Clementa. Takes a touch, plays it back to Daly. Daly rolls it across now Vukovic. Fair number of players on this Sacramento team from Serbia and Montenegro. Handful of Mexican internationals, obviously Gilberto, the Brazilian, and a number of guys that have played collegiate soccer and pro soccer in this country as well, American players. An interesting mix of diversity on this Sacramento team in year one. Here's Justin Glad, center of the park. Rolls it out to Sebastian Jaime. Jaime turns it back upfield, plays it wide now to Balshin. Rich takes a touch, plays it back now to Velasquez. Sebastian cuts back inside. Plays it now to Jaime. Jaime in the box. Jaime a shot across. Sandoval there. Can't get it on frame. Daly clears it off the line.
That's a great through ball from Sebastian Velasquez. Perfectly weighted. And Sebastian Jaime tries to put it back across the top of the 6. Devin Sandoval goes down, gets the touch. But great individual decision making from Daly. Center back covers his goalkeeper who vacated the space and clears that one off the line.
Oh, goodness. Best opportunity of the night, and you can't fault Jaime for being just a little unselfish there, and Sandoval was pretty well marked. Got a little bit of a touch, but not to get it on frame, and Daly cleared it off the line before it could trickle in. Still 0-0 as we play a quarter hour and 16th minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Beautiful through ball, though, to set Jaime up, wasn't it?
It's good to see such confident movement with the ball at his feet from Sebastian Velasquez. This is his opportunity to prove to Jeff Cassar not only should he be a constant in the 18-man roster, but he should be one of the first guys coming off the bench into that midfield.
Sacramento with possession near midfield, turning it back upfield, and then taken away from Mansally, who plays it all the way back to Lalo Fernandez. Lalo up ahead, Justin Glad. Glad flicks it over his head, looking for Robbie Finley. He'll push in the back from Daly, and Sacramento keeps it. Make it Clementa. Back now, Cole Grossman.
I love seeing the simple touches from Justin Glad, and you just think at 17 years of age, being able to watch a guy like Kyle Beckerman every single day, you get the feeling you may be seeing the future of RSL's defensive midfield spot.
Here comes Velasquez again into the 18, crosses it through. Jaime with a header high and wide. Two beautiful balls to set up Jaime from Velasquez. And Sebastian just couldn't keep that one down on frame. Goal kick coming.
Again, good athleticism from Sebastian Velasquez as he tears down that left-hand side with the delayed run out of the midfield. And that slight little hitch in his step, I think, almost fooled Sebastian Jaime on that back post. Clipped in ball, looked like it might have taken a slight touch on the entry, but Sebastian Jaime lays out and just can't keep it on frame, pushes it up and over the crossbar.
Boy, those two good balls from Velasquez to Jaime, and then that's a nice sign of things to come here for RSL. 17th minute. Here comes Braun in Sacramento. Good read there by Balshin to break it up, and then a foul. As Cole Grossman went diving in, they'll get Justin Braun for the foul.
Yeah, Cole does a great job stepping in front of the body and the momentum of Justin Braun and just turns his back, absorbs the foul, set-piece opportunity for RSL to play quickly.
Long ball forward from Aaron Mond, looking for Sandoval. Sent back the other way by Sacramento, taken down by Velasquez. Cole Grossman with a slide, couldn't get there. Braun center circle. Keeps possession for Sacramento. Back it comes now to Daly. Mirkovic plays it out wide, Clementa. Now Braun back to Clementa. Left-footed ball to Gilberto.
Yeah, Bill, if Sac Republic can just get that big switch, that early confident touch and a big switch of field, there's a lot of space on either side as that teeter-totter effect of possession opens up.
Velasquez, fouled from behind by Adam Jean. Sebastian was just a touch hesitant turning that ball back upfield, but that hesitation allowed Jean to clatter into it from behind. Restart RSL. They've got possession, 18th minute, 0-0 as they play it back to Aaron Mond. Pressure coming, and Mond relieves it by playing it back to his keeper, Lalo Fernandez. You're wondering why Lalo chose to be a keeper himself? Well, he might have had a little encouragement from his dad, who was a professional goalie in Mexico when Lalo was young. Ball back and taken away by Sebastian Jaime. He'll run at the defense. Just 1v3 here. Jaime leaves it for Velasquez. Sebastian to Sebastian. Velasquez back to Balshin. Rich looks to play. Center now for Justin Glad, and Glad didn't see Braun, and Braun turns it back upfield for Sacramento. No numbers for Republic, and now they do get him. Here's Lopez. 35 yards out. Lopez will play it wide to Alvarez. Alvarez with Mansally in front of him. Gets back to the left. Shot deflected by Mansally. Well defended there. Glad helped clean it up. And Finley will turn it back upfield for RSL. 20th minute. Real on the attack, and a bad pass that time. Sacramento takes it back. Halfway line, Gilberto. Near sideline it comes. Sacramento, halfway line. Into the attack centrally now. Now a long run. Balsham will have to recover. Left-footed ball bending and overshot. A good run that time from Justin Braun. RSL back in possession. Mansally plays it centrally for Aaron Mond. Just a reminder, Sunday late afternoon, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Dunny and I will be in Southern California for RSL and Chivas USA. You'll hear that match right here on ESPN 700 and be able to watch it over on CW30. First of 2 matches in the last 4 for Real Salt Lake against Chivas USA.
Yeah, it's the second time Abdoulaye Mansally missed out on the hard run from Robbie Finley. Completely uncontested in behind the back line of Sac Republic.
And there's Jaime cut down and a foul on Sac Republic. That could be Mirkovic. No. Stern talking to. No cards yet. Back in play, center of the park, sent back the other way by Daly. Jean can't control. Salcedo upended. He's down in the center circle, and they play on. Carlos Salcedo, pretty good contact with Adam Jean that time, and Carlos is down. If you're curious who's on the bench and available in case of injury tonight, Schuler, Wingert, Grabavoy, Gill, Lopez, Garcia, all available tonight. And, of course, Jeff Attinella, the backup keeper. What'd you see on that last foul?
I didn't see anything. I thought it was a good 50-50 challenge. I was actually surprised when Salcedo stayed down. I thought he would pop right back up. He landed a bit awkwardly, but Carlos Salcedo's he's uncompromising with his approach, his physicality. Not afraid to get stuck in. I thought it was a good, fair challenge between he and Adam John.
Carlos would walk off the pitch here. Appears to be okay. The referee will put it back in play. Finley will play it all the way back to the Sacramento keeper, Djokovic. And now Salcedo wave back onto the pitch. 0-0, 23rd minute. RSL's had the best 2 chances of the night. On Velasquez to Jaime passes. There's no finishes yet. Here's Jean. Adam John. Played wide, Lopez. Cutting into the box. Right-footed drive high and over the top that time. It'll be a goal kick for Fernandez.
Well, it's a great opportunity in the build-up down the left-hand side as Rich Balshan looks to close down quickly. Great chance, cut in the inside, and seemed like the good spacing from Aaron Mond coming across. Lalo Fernandez seems to have it covered. But we've seen those overlapping runs from Sac Republic creating some good opportunities as they look to get forward out of the back.
It was Kiffey with the left-footed drive up and over the top. 24th minute, out of bounds, far sideline. Sacramento will throw in. Lopez turns it up. Kiffey. And now out of bounds, last touch by Sacramento right in front of their bench. Throw in here for Rich Balshin. Sandoval back to Balshin. Grossman ahead to Jaime. Through ball, Sandoval into the box. Right-footed drive wide. He felt the pressure coming from behind. He probably would have liked to take one more touch here, Dunny, but the defender was closing.
Yeah, and Vukovic and Daly both want the flag raised, but Daly's the one that keeps him onside. Good hard run as that dip back gets him into an onside position for Sandoval. He's just got to keep it on frame. He's either got to pick that far post side net or he's got to force the goalkeeper to make the save.
Well, the race for the playoffs is heating up, and you've only got a few more chances to watch RSL finish out the season strong at Rio Tinto. Come watch the boys take on the San Jose Earthquakes Saturday, October the 11th at Rio Tinto Stadium. This match will sell out, so get your tickets now at realsaltlake.com or give them a call, 801-727-2700. Man, Sally that time got a pretty good piece of Justin Braun as he played that ball back to his keeper. No whistle. They play on. Jaime goes down below. Here's Sandoval to Velasquez. Up ahead to Jaime. Tiptoes that near sideline. Back to Balshin. Rich, center of the park for Justin Glad, who plays it to Mansally. Here comes Abdulai on the run. Mansally, left-footed drive high and well over the top of the Sacramento goal. It'll be a goal kick.
Well, we've seen some good opportunities for both sides, and both sides just a lack of quality in the final third. That opportunity for Abdulai Mansally, full head of steam, looks to slow himself down and just can't keep it on frame.
A lot of space for him. Couldn't hesitate to pull the trigger with the left, but nowhere near.
Oh, and with that foot, you like that left foot to think that he has the quality to keep it on frame. One of the strongest overlapping outside left backs in the league.
Back on the attack, Adam John. Top of the box, two defenders there doubling up. Grossman helps to come back and clean things up for Real Salt Lake, turns it back upfield. That had promise for a minute for Sacramento. Gilberto. Lopez. Cole Grossman sends it the other way, and I think we're going to see our first of the night. We are. Lopez goes into the book here in the 27th minute for his takedown on Cole Grossman. First booking tonight.
Oh, it was a hard challenge. I don't think it was a malicious challenge by any means. And as Lopez comes down, Cole Grossman recognizes it's a first-time opportunity just to pump it up over the top. And as Lopez comes sliding through, it looks like there's a slight touch, but as Grossman goes down, referee immediately goes to his pocket, pulls out that yellow card, and sets the tone for the rest of the match.
Rodrigo Lopez in the 27th, and RSL with possession. Glad plays it wide. Mansally, his ball intercepted. Back the other way comes Sacramento with numbers. Braun wide of the area, now inside the 18. Across it comes, spills in front, cleared out by Grossman. Lalo didn't manage the line well that time, but Grossman was there to clean it up. Now Glad back the other way. RSL with a chance to counter. Velasquez at the halfway line. Sebastian, left-footed ball, long and over the top, looking for Finley. Robbie takes it down wide of the area. Daly closes wide. Finley with a defender on his back. Tries to spin back around on Daly. Now he faces up. Plays it back out. Glad. Mansally. Across Velasquez. Lost the touch. Back to Sacramento's keeper, who closes and clears it out. Good build-up and a dangerous opportunity. Here comes Velasquez again. Sebastian in the box. Sebastian wide for Jaime. Jaime back to Velasquez. Velasquez in the box. Velasquez outside the box now. Balshin back to Glad. Velasquez to Jaime. 20 yards out. Into the box again, Balshin. Across it comes. In front, loose. Pinballs away. Through the mouth of the goal and over the end line for a goal kick. A number of opportunities for RSL, but nothing on frame and a goal kick coming for Sacramento.
And really interesting to hear the crowd and how they're getting frustrated with RSL's lack of ability to pull the trigger, and a lot of good possession right there. Ends with a great goal-scoring chance, and if the shot's not there, you can't take the shot. If there's no pressure, you take the shot. But I think it was good decision-making. Surprised to see the frustration from the Rio Tinto faithful so early in a match like this.
Possession, center of the park. Velasquez again. Now he'll shoot, and that was about the last time he needed to shoot. He mishit that from about 30 yards out. That's the best decision that time from Sebastian.
Well, and Bill, this is where it'll be really interesting to see with this group. If the scoreline stays the way it stays, I think this RSL faithful crowd is going to think that based on the quality of the players on the field, that this should be a very good result for RSL. It should be a very easy win, and that's just not the case with this Sac Republic FC squad.
Alvarez down for Sacramento after a challenge from Finley, but they play on here. Into the box comes Braun, tried to turn it inside, and Salcedo was waiting there. It goes off of Salcedo. We'll have our first corner kick tonight for Sacramento Republic FC. A Mountain America Credit Union corner kick from the far sideline. Alvarez, NorCal native, 23 years old, played college at Cal Poly, will trot out to take this corner kick for Sacramento. Plays it short to Justin Braun, back to Alvarez. Now Lopez in the box. Braun broken up nicely by Sebastian Velasquez and cleared out by Mensali.
Yeah, Bill, very, very poor decision-making from Real Salt Lake right there. So slow to recognize Justin Braun was going to look to play that short and quickly. And that's a build-up play off a corner kick straight off the training ground. So simple, yet if you don't stay with it, so complicated to defend.
Gilberto back to Daly. 31st minute, 0-0. Sacramento's made a few more dangerous challenges forward. The last couple of minutes, near sideline it comes. Vukovic. Kiffy now. With Mond in front of him. Back to Lopez. Make it Alvarez. Good step by Glad to break it up. Touch last out of bounds by Sacramento. Want Subway restaurants? You get 2 6-inch fresh value meals after 4. You can get yourself a voucher for a buy one, get one free movie pass to the Megaplex Theaters. A maximum of 1 free regular price ticket. See store for details. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth, Trey Fitzgerald. Here at Rio Tinto Stadium tonight. A late season friendly between Real Salt Lake and the champs of the USLPro division. Sacramento Republic FC in a 0-0 draw here in the 32nd minute. Salcedo back to Fernandez. Plays it back out wide to Carlos Salcedo. Switch near sideline to Balshin. RSL wanted a handball, didn't get it. Lopez back the other way. He'll drive one from distance right off of Salcedo. Another corner kick coming as it trickles toward the corner flag.
Oh, Lopez, another player with MLS experience. Started with Chivas USA, spent some time all over the place. Portland Timbers, LA Blues, Orlando City. This year, Rodrigo Lopez, still just 24 years of age, 11 goals, 11 assists. And he could be a very, very dangerous player for this Sac Republic side. Looks to dip in underneath and has those tendencies to pull the strings, be the playmaker underneath Jean and Justin Braun.
Had a hat trick a couple of weeks back in the playoffs against Galaxy 2. Dangerous player.
Keep an eye on the number 12, Vukovic, the way he, Justin Braun, and Adam Jean are all surrounding the goalkeeper, Lalo Fernandez.
Alvarez trots out to take it. Man who was signed after an open tryout by Sacramento. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger for Sacramento. Second corner tonight. Top of the 6. Knotted down by Braun. Not on frame. Being pinballed around. Still loose. Back to Alvarez. Drives it back in. Wide of frame and over the end line. Another good opportunity for Sacramento goes awry. It's a goal kick for Lalo Fernandez.
Yeah, and Lopez just looking to put it in the back post inside the 6-yard box. Had sights on that far post side, and that just couldn't keep it on frame.
34th minute, 0-0 as Fernandez will put it back in play here for Real Salt Lake. At LifeVantage, they're dedicated to helping people achieve healthy living through a combination of compelling business opportunities and scientifically validated products. Learn more about the LifeVantage opportunities at lifevantage.com. Gilberto, the Brazilian, out wide. Flip it in and right to the chest of Justin Glad. Glad's really done a good job getting forward here tonight for RSL. Center circle now for Lopez. Sacramento takes it back, and all the way in the back for Daly. Out wide, Clementa. Center of the park now, Mirkovic. Now Braun. Left-footed ball on the ground up ahead, Adam John. John with a left-footed ball back across. Shot just wide. Oh, what a run up the center of the park that time by Alvarez. Only Justin Glad getting a piece of Alvarez and the ball, and it was actually Mond who got a touch on the ball, prevented that from maybe being 1-0 Sacramento.
It's a lot of interchanging movement from Sac Republic, getting forward, and you see Alvarez and Lopez, a lot of freedom to find the game. This time Alvarez makes a hard darting run, splits the defense. Good tracking run coming from Justin Glad, but great recovery tackle from Aaron Mond.
So a third corner now for Sacramento, near sideline this time. Played to the back line, headed back across by Braun, and nearly a goal. Flipped over the top of the bar. And all of a sudden, Sacramento creating tons of opportunities. That was Daly, who just couldn't keep it down on frame.
Well, Jeff Cassar will not be happy with some of the individual marking defensively from RSL on set pieces and corner kick opportunities for Sac Republic FC. There's a little bit of a desire right now, just the desire alone, falling squarely in favor of the visitors.
Long ball up that far sideline, but well past Evan Sandoval and all the way back over the end line. Goal kick coming here for Sacramento FC. 36th minute in a 0-0 match. I'd have to guess if you're Sacramento right about now, you're feeling pretty good. You've withstood a couple of opportunities. You've created some of your own. You're playing against an MLS squad, and you're playing toe-to-toe with them right now.
Yeah, and without a shadow of a doubt, they've come in and performed very, very well. They're very confident with the decision-making. The movement of the ball, this team just screams Preki. Every single way that Preki played as a player, and he wants his team to play. Keep the ball on the deck, movement off the ball, triangle passing, open up with those late runs. Sac Republic FC right now is playing very, very well despite just recovering. And only 2 changes off a team that started and won 2-0 in the championship game Saturday night.
Clementa, ball wide, drives it into the box, sent out by Salcedo. Oh, that had all the markings of a danger ball that time. Well read by Salcedo. Throw in far side by Sacramento.
Oh, we've seen some good hard overlapping runs and some quality service from wide positions. And I love the idea from Clementa, just using his laces to punch one back across the top of the 6-yard box. Had power, had placement, had accuracy, and cut out at the last second from Salcedo.
Yet another corner kick number 4 now for Sacramento. Alvarez again from the far side. Lefty will play it in. Drives it in, top of the 6, sent out by Justin Glad. Tracked down by Kiffy and played all the way back to Mirkovic. He'll pound one in. Over the top. Too much that time for Vukovic. And a goal kick here for Lalo Fernandez. 38th minute, 0-0 RSL. Sacramento. Come check out the RSL Team Store and check out all the merchandise at the newly renovated RSL Team Store, northeast corner of Rio Tinto Stadium. All the latest arrivals, including authentic team gear, game day attire, the brand new RSL jersey in stock as well. Call 801-727-2888 for information. Sebastian Jaime tracking it near sideline. Kiffy there with him. Out of bounds touch last by Real Salt Lake. Throw in Sacramento. Back across. It's Daly. Plays it up ahead, Clementa.
Well, they find the right balance building out of the back so far. Very confident in the simplicity of keeping possession, keeping the ball on the ground, and looking to bypass multiple midfielders, find the front runners.
Free kick here, Real Salt Lake. Salcedo plays it back to Lalo Fernandez. 39th minute. Fernandez punches it forward to Justin Glad. And that left-footed ball from Mansally just way overcooked, well past Sandoval and back to the Sacramento keeper. Let me ask you about Justin Glad. So much promise, represented the United States on the U17 and 18 levels. How far away do you think he is from being a regular contributor with the senior squad?
Well, the problem is, first you have to identify what's his best position.
Sure.
And once you get past that, you have to usually say that if he's a defensive midfielder, he's going up against Kyle Beckerman. And then he's also got to go up against Cole Grossman. So in terms of the pecking order, it's a long way. That's why I think when you're talking about expansion for USLPro, the fact that Real Monarchs are coming in at the start of next season, again, you're looking at an opportunity for a young player who's 17, going to be 18 years old, to play 30 games at an incredibly high level while all still playing with the first team on a day in, day out. You also think about his commitments with the U.S. national team going forward at the youth level. Potentially, he could be seeing 50 games in a season. You put an 18-year-old in a situation, an environment where he's playing 50 to 60 games, traveling internationally, and playing with guys that are bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, more technical than him. He's got the ability to sink or swim, and I think he's going to swim. I think he's going to swim very, very well.
Kiffy up the near sideline. Balshin closing. Left-footed service in. Sent back out again by Salcedo. Balshin toward the corner flag. Off of Kiffy. And a goal kick coming for Real Salt Lake. 41st minute and 0-0 as we get late here in the first half. RSL 0, Sacramento Republic FC 0. Fernandez, high and long, up the near side, flicked on by Jaime. Here's Finley, turning on the Jets. Right-footed service across, touched last by Vukovic, and RSL will see their first corner kick tonight.
That's a great ball and a good hard run from Robbie Finley. Great recovery defending from Nemanja Vukovic. One of those players who came down from Major League Soccer, spent a season with the Columbus Crew back in 2012, but Vukovic named USLPro Defender of the Year.
Sebastian Velasquez, left-footed in-swinger from the corner. Lofts it high, header high off of Finley, but not on frame, and a goal kick coming. It was Robbie who went high to get it. He just couldn't redirect. You mentioned Vukovic, USLPro All-League. Also have Lopez, USLPro All-League. For an expansion franchise, Dunny, they've done a really, really nice job in year one.
Yeah, and you got Preki, USLPro Coach of the Year. They've done a great job, and it's incredibly difficult to put together so many new faces and to get them to gel as quickly as Sac Republic did this season. It really has been incredible to see the season that they've had, and it looks as if they might be forced to make a change early. Thomas Stewart getting set to come on in the dying moments of this first half for Sac Republic.
43rd minute, Stewart walking to the fourth official. He may be checking in here. Here's Clement up that far sideline. Now center of the park, pass intercepted by Grossman. Cole Grossman, long ball, overhit that one to Finley.
Yeah, and I just wonder if Justin Braun's feeling it. He was cramping up near the end of that final Saturday night. Picked up an injury right before the playoffs, so didn't have a significant amount of time to get healthy. Only went through 5 full trainings, and yeah, I think Justin Braun's going to have to come off.
Rain beginning to fall here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Preki taking cover down below.
You don't want to get that wig wet.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't want to be in that rain.
That's a gorgeous, gorgeous mane Preki's still rocking.
43rd minute as we get late here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, Dunny and I will have a conversation with RSL owner Deloy Hansen. A lot of good things happening here at Rio Tinto Stadium with his club and some additions to the stadium. And, of course, USLPro franchise coming very soon here, too. The Monarchs. Talk to him about all those things coming up at halftime. A lot of things going on in the middle of the field. Gilberto got a little touch and a foul, and then Mirkovic gave Justin Glad a little love tap. They slap hands. Everybody's okay, I suppose. And Sacramento will put it back in play. And the night done for Justin Braun. It's got to be a little frustrating for Justin coming back home here and having to be checked out in the 44th minute. But he's done, and Stewart is in here as our first Subway substitution of the night.
Yeah, I was dealing with some cramping issues near the end of the first half, and he was telling me both his hamstrings and his groins were tightened up on him Saturday night. So I was actually surprised to see him get the start, Bill. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to recover in time, but good to see him get a pretty significant first 45-minute run out at home in his home city.
Here's Gilberto trying to body up on Balshin that time. The Brazilian moves it forward. First touch there for Stewart. And the flag up on the far side, offside position for Sacramento. What's Stewart bring in? What does he add to the attack that maybe Braun, or compared to what Braun had?
Well, the one thing you lose with Justin Braun is the size, the strength, the athleticism, the ability to make himself available under immense amounts of pressure. What Stewart's going to bring you, fresh legs. He's going to come in and hopefully look to make an impact. Very interested to see what impact he can have in a short amount of time, knowing that going to get to the halftime break and probably get a proper warm-up in.
All the way back to Lalo Fernandez. Lalo hasn't had a whole lot of action here in the first half. A couple of forays, a little action in front, but no big saves had to be made yet. Here's Sandoval. Mansally back to Justin Glad. Glad weaves his way in and out of defenders, then plays it to Mansally. All the way back it comes to Salcedo. Balshin heads it high but couldn't keep it in bounds. It'll be a Sacramento throw-in. So Kiffey will throw it in. Get it to Lopez, who's had a nice first half. Lopez and Alvarez both in that midfield have had nice first halves here for Sacramento. Cleared forward by Vukovic. Settled center circle. Alvarez lost his touch. Now Mansally, and he's tripped up. Call that a professional foul. Alvarez taking down Mansally.
Not allowed to say professional foul, Bill.
Why?
Not according to the disciplinary committee. They are now tactical fouls.
Well, if they're listening tonight, I apologize to the disciplinary committee.
Just want to let you know, I got yelled at already.
That tactical / professional foul that just occurred here, and a yellow card out. Our second booking tonight here in the first half. Alvarez goes in the 46th here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Really?
Promise.
Okay. Free kick, Mansally, probably about the last go we'll have here in the first half. Into the box, flicked on by Finley, but not quite enough that time. Sacramento keeper up with it easily, outlets wide to Gilberto. Center of the park now, settled by Grossman. And that's that. 45 minutes played here, and a little light drizzle late in the first half. As we go to the locker room, it's RSL 0 and the Sacramento Republic FC 0 here on ESPN 700. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. RSL owner Deloy Hansen to talk about all things USLPro, Real Salt Lake, and more with Bill and Dunning here on ESPN 700. Time 0-0 between Real Salt Lake and Sacramento Republic FC. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth, and Real Salt Lake owner Deloy Hansen. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'd like to see a few goals out there for the home side, but besides that, good night for soccer.
Beautiful night. We've got a sellout. 20,500 fans bought, and it looks like about 5,000 stayed home thinking it was going to rain. But if you're at home, get here. It's a great night. Both teams are playing hard. They battled to a 0-0 tie, and it kind of gives everyone a preview of what the Real Monarchs are going to look like next year, because this is our training program where we take the bottom of the roster and put them into a highly competitive 34 to 40 games a year to develop these guys, and they're going to be the ones that step up. So that's really what the program's about, is to play competitive teams in a very competitive league that develop the quality of talent that we're going to bring to our MLS program.
We were just talking about guys like Justin Glad, Rich Balshin coming back from injury, Cole Grossman. So it's not just the youth, it's also the established guys getting that opportunity where they don't have to go across the country. They can stay in the same state, stay in the same neighborhood. Yeah. But it's also about the fans. How important was it to build this structure, this funnel, for the young players coming up in the Utah Valley, as well as giving the fans an opportunity to see the young and up-and-coming roster?
Well, Real Salt Lake is the envy of MLS at this point. We've got the #1 rated academy in Casa Grande. 2 years ago, our U16, which Justin Glad and Salcedo and that group played on, won the national championship. Big trophy down in Casa Grande. Last year, they played the 17 MLS academies, and 4 teams from England, Spain, Mexico, and Brazil, the top in those academies, and came out beating LA, who's considered the #2 academy, 6-1. And I watched these very guys just really take it to them and we're a league apart, it felt like. So now we've got these 17-year-olds that are top of class in the United States coming out of the academy, and they're coming directly into Real's program, signing some fairly long-term contracts. So we're committed that these 17, 18-year-olds will have a chance to develop full skill sets and be able to move into the MLS program as soon as they're ready. So they're excited. They think they're there today. They think they could go take Nat Borchard's job today. Justin doesn't even have a wink in his eye that he could do that, but we all know that the optimism of youth needs a little tempering with practice, and but there will come a day that he'll step right in. You'll see him play in this league, and you'll know next week we need to take Justin and move him up to the main team. And it'll be great for the fans to watch the progress. What a cool thing that this is what we call embrace the future. Yeah. So people who get involved with our USL team, the Real Monarchs, are going to really be watching the future develop. Instead of sitting here, I wonder who they're going to do for this. They'll know. Yeah. They'll know. They've got to move Justin. They've got to move Salcedo. The kid's ready. So the fans are going to be part of watching the experience of the team develop for the future, and that's really interesting. Normally you don't get that chance.
Yeah, it's true.
And so you're in another part of the country. Most franchises outside of LA are not right in the same city, so we've got a benefit of having our USL team right here. Our fans get to see both sides of the coin, and we're filling the stadium game after game. We're sold out, like I say, tonight, and this is for essentially a USL game. So I'm excited.
How about the facility at the Fair Park? What's your time frame? Because I've had a lot of people now that there's a USL team coming want to know when that stadium's going to begin, when they can begin to go to games out there.
We're prepared to move forward on it. Obviously, the state of Utah has to decide that they want a state fair in downtown Salt Lake, and they want to commit what resources are necessary to see that it survives at a quality level. We think we bring a huge component, and I think both the governor does, and so does the State Fair Board. Now we're entering a legislative session where money is allocated to improve things, and the State Fair obviously needs levels of improvement to make it the fair that we'd all like it to be. However, our program will develop through parking revenue and use of the facility for 3 weeks. We think revenue streams that are between $500,000 and $800,000 a year, strictly for use by the State Fair. If you take that money with the money that they actually broke even this year, you have a viable State Fair. Yeah. And I think, honestly, the legislators, they're good people. They have rural backgrounds, most of them. They're going to look at that and say, we need the State Fair. It's worth an investment. It's viable, and it becomes substantially more viable with the Real organization's participation. So we're carefully letting the legislature make the right decision, the way we look at it. And it's good for them, and if not, well, there's other opportunities. But we think this is a great one for the state of Utah and the citizens and the improvement of the state fair. So we hope it goes forward to be a good citizen, actually.
So you're looking at a USLPro expansion. You're looking at a future stadium with shovels in the ground. But tell us the story about how the video board came to life, because that's an incredible story right now.
Well, you know, I walk around the stadium and I constantly ask fans, what could we do to make the experience better? First, they told me we needed Wi-Fi because their phones didn't work. In 2 weeks, we had the best Wi-Fi in any stadium in the United States. We put 10 gig in there, and you can use your phone here without any blinks. So we fixed that. We needed more parking. We added 700 parking stalls. We worked that. We needed quicker food. The concession stand, we wanted a better, in section 13 and 14, we added the Ford zone and hot dogs and food there. And so we've been on a constant quest to make a better fan experience. Now we've got 3 big projects for next year. We're adding on the east side, just next to the canal, the southeast side, 2 venues, one for 200 people and one for 500, that you'll be able to have your group party, your company party, your soccer team and group come in, and before the game, come in and have a meal that costs $9. You'll be able to have a ticket for $7.50 and have a very affordable group experience that brings you to a USL game. So we're building, making about $1.5 million investment in a really good venue with a great video program. So like the stadium is sold out, if you sold out, you came, we're going to invite you over. Go sit in there, have a hot dog, and watch us on a big screen and hear the noise of the stadium and be part of us here at Rio Tinto. So we're really focused on the fan experience. So we decided, the North Goal people said the reason they didn't buy season tickets in North Goal was they had to turn their head around to see the board. And I thought, well, at 120 yards or 140 yards, what do we need at that other end for you to look at? So we had met and had designed a reasonably nice board, something 30 by 75.
Okay.
Would be one of the top in soccer. And then Daktronics took us out to San Francisco to Levi Field, which is a brand new $1.5 billion stadium, put us up in the top of the 9th level in the owner's box and showed us 2 video boards that were, 140 feet by 40. And it was in such a high level of resolution, you could count the pimples on somebody's nose. I mean, you're looking at this and said, okay, I'm going to go home and buy something less, after I've seen perfection. So we will be putting that up, and it'll be open before December 1st. So if we get in the MLS final and we play it here, we'll have the best video board in the country running for that game. But for sure, we'll have it next year. So we're going to give a remarkable experience to show playbacks, show the game progressing, have our sponsors there. This is the biggest TV set in Utah.
And what's that final number?
I can't. Should I tell a number?
The size.
Oh, the
not
size.
The cost. Not the cost. No.
I thought that was
the size.
That was a little over the top. It's a lot. It's a lot. The size is 140 feet by 40.
Okay.
Wow.
When you look at it, you can go on the website, and we've got that where you can hit it and you can see an ad running on it. But it will be impressive. In fact, the only negative comment that we've had trending is they said, do you think the players will start board watching instead of game watching? This is a video trained generation. Maybe they're going to watch the board instead of Bill Manning said, I think they're pros. They'll watch the ball.
They will watch the board when they make the mistake. I can promise you that.
Before you go, who's going to score the game-winning goal for us tonight?
As I look out here, we should have had 2 or 3. They played hard. They're coming in on the goal. They've got the shots, and we've got 3 forwards, so there ought to be at least 3 goals.
There you go. 3-0, Deloy Hansen says. So, hey, thanks for coming by to see us.
Thank you. Take care.
Got the second half coming up straight ahead here, RSL and Sacramento Republic FC. Stay with us here on ESPN 700.
To Mountain America's 4.99 Visa Platinum credit card. It's the card that says, I don't believe in balance transfer fees. I am a financial genius. Because with an introductory rate of only 4.99%, the
And back at Rio Tinto Stadium, just underway second half and a 0-0 draw through 45 minutes. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth, thanks to RSL owner Deloy Hansen for taking a few minutes to chat with us about the USLPro Club coming to town next year, and also, of course, the new video board that will be coming to town a little bit later on this year. And if RSL can host MLS Cup, everybody will get to see great replays on that big screen. Here's a ball into the box. Jaime giving chase, trying to get there, battling, keeping it alive and in play. In the middle of the box, still loose and finally cleared out by Sacramento, and a foul whistled against Sebastian Jaime for a push in the back. 0-0 is where we're at. We're literally just underway second half, and the rain beginning to fall here tonight at Rio Tinto Stadium for this intrastate friendly between Sacramento and Real Salt Lake. Dunny, if at all any halftime adjustments for Jeff Cassar, what do you think he talked about in the locker room?
Well, I think just being smarter in possession, better decision-making across the back line in the front four, and then good overlapping runs right now. Sacramento making two changes. Bartolome, Gise both coming on as subs.
Here's Cole Grossman with it, playing it up ahead to Sebastian Jaime. The best two chances of the first half for Real Salt Lake were balls played from Sebastian to Sebastian. Velasquez to Jaime won a ball through that Jaime played across and Sandoval couldn't get on the end of, but the second, a beautiful lofted ball that Jaime headed but couldn't keep on frame. Sacramento created a number of chances as well in that first half, but nothing to show for it either. 48th minute, 0-0. A chilly night has become now a wet and chilly night here. More than 20,000 tickets were sold and distributed for tonight's game. I think the weather probably kept a few people away, but still a really good turnout for a friendly on a school night.
Well, right now, everyone looking for cover. You can see at the very top of the screen every time that ball's on the far side. Everyone's sitting up underneath trying to stay out of the rain right now, but a big opportunity, Bill. Back to your initial point in the second half, especially for the young guys, Sebastian Velasquez, Balshin, Justin Glad, Carlos Salcedo, even guys like Aaron Mon, to make sure defensively keep the game in front of them, offensively do a little bit better with your chances in the second half. And by doing a little bit better, that means just keeping your shots on frame, forcing the goalkeeper to make that save.
Throw in Abdoulaye Mansali as he lofts it high with a wet ball, looking for Sandoval. Flick backwards, and Daly plays it all the way back to his keeper, Djokovic. Sacramento with possession across the halfway line. Good slide tackle, taking it away that time by Jaime. Sebastian's put in a good effort so far here through the first 49 minutes of the match. Daly below, plays it near side. Clementa. All the way back to Djokovic. Chested down. And now played forward. Good step there. Hernandez distributes it wide to Aaron Mond. Gabe Gissy has checked in here at halftime as well for Sacramento. He'll play up top with Stewart. Here's Gissy with a touch. Leaves it out wide here on the near sideline. Bad pass intercepted by Velasquez, and Gissy kicks it out of bounds. Throw in just to the right of Jeff Cassar on the Real Salt Lake bench. 50th minute, 0-0 RSL and Sacramento.
Well, and the adjustments, Bill, is Adam Jean's going to play up top by himself. Stewart will play underneath him. And then essentially kind of a flat four midfield with Gissy, Gilberto, Mirkovic, and Roro Lopez kind of tucking in on that left-hand side.
John. Now it comes wide to Gissy. Overlapping run. Clementa. Intercepted as they tried to get it back to Gissy, and a whistle and a foul on Abdoulaye Mansali.
Well, he's going to protest his innocence, but it's a late challenge. It's an unnecessary challenge, and he's just diving in, not getting the proper defensive shape. Second and third time we've seen Sacramento kind of push up this right-hand side, look to combine and get in behind Abdoulaye Mansali.
free kick here for Sacramento. Lopez will play this ball in from 30 yards out. Bending ball toward the spot. Head on it, but not on frame that time by Stewart. And a goal kick coming for Lalo Fernandez. That was a good ball by Lopez.
Oh, very good ball. Quality service once again. When you have consistency, you have quality. It affords players to make educated runs in the box. That's what we saw in that last chance from Sac Republic.
Back it comes to Mond. Aaron struggling with his touch a little bit, gives it up to Fernandez. Lalo plays it near sideline for Salcedo. Punches it forward, Mansally. Gets around the man in front of him, that's Lopez. Stops, waits, pivots back, plays it now to Justin Glad. Glad kind of looks like he's playing a little bit of a hybrid here tonight, doesn't he, Dunny?
Well, again, when you play two defensive midfielders in front of that back line, it affords you a little bit more freedom to kind of find the game. But
right.
His pivot motion, being the outlet, he's done a very, very good job with his first touch. I think he does a good job of keeping his head kind of on that swivel before the ball gets to his feet. Then he's able to make that educated first touch, get himself out of pressure, and look to play simple. He's a simple player, and by simple, I don't mean that in any negative aspect whatsoever. He's a simple player that's figured out his position at such a young age.
Jakubek sends it forward, and then touched out of bounds by Cole Grossman. Throw in halfway line, far sideline, Sacramento. 53rd minute here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Steady rain now is what I'd call it, falling. Good turn by Balshin to get it to Grossman. Now Velasquez. Sebastian weaving in and out of traffic. Velasquez fouled. Somebody lost his shoe. It's Sebastian who lost his boot there on the wet turf here tonight. Is that Lopez? It's going to get booked?
It's going to be Mirkovic.
It's Mirkovic. I apologize. If it was Lopez, it would have been his second. It's Mirkovic, and it's a third booking tonight against Sacramento here in the 54th minute.
Well, he's doing everything in his power after.
Was that a tactical foul?
That was definitely a tactical foul.
Okay, thanks.
Not a professional foul. They're all professionals at this level, according to the disciplinary committee. But the tactical foul from Mirkovic, he realizes that he gets sidestepped from Sebastian Velasquez and does everything in his power just to slow him down. When the foul's not committed or not blown, he continues to just fight his way through, picks up the yellow card.
Chested down by Sandoval, back to the plays it back out, Mansally. Left-footed bending ball. Jaime goes high, couldn't get a touch. Settled out front by Grossman, wanted to get a shot off, couldn't do it. Balshin now. Left-footed drive, high and wide. Oh, Cole Grossman wanted that ball badly, but the Sacramento defense closed before he could get a shot off.
Yeah, and once again, Real Salt Lake just can't get that sliver of daylight to keep their shot on frame. We've seen a lot of opportunities. We just haven't seen the quality to test the goalkeeper.
Ball catches up in the wind, played far sideline to Sacramento. Good step by Grossman to break that ball up. Here's Glad knocking it forward. Center circle now. Lopez. Broken up again by Glad. Finley leaving it for Velasquez. Oh, that ball almost squirted through, and Sandoval would have been in. Instead, turned back the other way. Sacramento. Back to Grossman now. Grossman. Switch near side Mansally. He won't be able to get there. Overhit that time by Grossman out of bounds. It'll be a throw in near sideline. Clementa will throw it in for Sacramento Republic FC. Sent forward, intercepted by Glad. Justin Glad seemingly everywhere here in the early moments of the second half, but couldn't get that pass back and right to Cole Grossman. Sacramento takes it back here in the 56th. Mond all the way back to Lalo Fernandez. Stewart will give chase. Lalo will take a touch and play it back out Salcedo. Here comes Velasquez. 4v4. Wide for Finley. Finley cut down in the box, and they're going to point to the spot. Oh, my. RSL fortunate there. That is a soft penalty given But it will be a penalty given nonetheless to Sacramento, and a penalty kick coming here in the 57th.
The first touch gets away from Robbie Finley for a split second. Clementa comes back across, leaves his foot in. There's contact as he collides with Finley. Finley goes down. Referee makes no mistake about it, immediately points to the spot. Now we'll see who steps up to the penalty spot for Real Salt Lake. Right now, Abdoulaye Mansali wants it first. Looks like Robbie Finley's going to take it.
Proud new Papa Robbie Finley. Maybe a present for his newborn son if he can knock this PK through and give RSL the lead here early in the second half. 57th minute. Djokovic going to take his time, finally get on his line. Finley's at the spot. Finley approaches. Puts it away. 1-0 Real Salt Lake, 57th minute. Right down the middle for Finley. Second goal in all competitions this year for Robbie, and it's 1-0 in the 58th now. Now RSL will press to get a second as we're back underway. Wide side, Balshin. Slots it ahead, Sandoval. Touch eludes Devin. Plays it ahead, Jaime. Can he get there before it goes over the end line? Won't matter, flag up. Referee's assistant far sideline said offside. Well, RSL fans, you can experience the thrill of Real Salt Lake and do it in the Maverick Mayhem Corner. Lowest priced individual tickets in town. Purchase your $16 Maverick Mayhem vouchers at Maverick locations up and down the Wasatch Front. Buy them with your Adventure Club card to earn trail points only at Maverick Adventures First Stop. 1-0 RSL, 59th minute. Bill Riley, Brian Dunseth on what's now a rainy Saturday night here in Salt Lake City, although the rain letting up just a little bit. Coming down pretty good at halftime in the early stages of the second half. But now they've got the goal in the back pocket. Now they're making Sacramento chase this one just a little bit.
Yeah, Preki not happy right now. He's having a conversation with the fourth official. I love seeing Preki's body motions, especially when he's frustrated. There's nothing like his ability to get underneath the skins of referees. And it's good to see nothing's changed with old Prek. About to see two subs, though. Octavio Guzman getting set to come in. Some fresh legs in the midfield, and Guzman got to start in the final Saturday. And then the number 9, Dakota Collins, getting set to come in. So two kind of offensive-minded substitutions for Sac Republic FC.
And Glad cut down at midfield by Daly. No whistle. Ball goes out of bounds. Touched last by Sacramento. It'll be a throw-in here at the near sideline. So the next two Subway subs. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Bill, I think a good no call from the referee. Good, hard 50-50 challenge from both sides.
Two Subway substitutions, as Dunny said. Collins in. And Guzman checking in. Whose night will be done? Gilberto's night will be done. The Brazilian will trot off here in the 60th minute. And Guzman will check in for him. And also done tonight, Adam John. Guzman rocking that Marcelo Balboa ponytail tonight. Out of bounds touch last by Collins.
Well, the switch and the adjustment is Collins will play alongside Stewart up top, and Guzman will be like for Gilberto. Those two players substituting each other in the final and here tonight.
RSL 1-0 as the ball scissored forward by Carlos Salcedo. Near side it comes to Daly, Mickey Daly. Long and straight up the center of the park, well read by Salcedo. Grossman settles it back and cleared by Aaron Mon, but into his own bench, and Robbie Finley couldn't keep it in. Clementa to throw it in right in front of Jeff Cassar. Take down by Gissy. Sent forward by Cole Grossman. Back to Finley. Gissy there. Velasquez getting tangled up. And Guzman back the other way. Lots of contact all over the field. And finally we get a whistle as Salcedo will be whistled for a foul on Dakota Collins.
Yeah, and Salcedo comes through, catches a piece of Collins. He's go down quickly. He points at his boots and said he stepped on me. You know, some fresh legs right now. It's going to be interesting to see. My question, Bill, is who's the leader of this back line? You got a young goalkeeper in goal. You got a young central midfielder in front of you in Justin Glad, who's just 17 years of age. Between Aaron Mon and Carlos Salcedo, who's the vocal leadership for RSL's back line?
Well, the most veteran presence is Mansally. Salcedo's probably got the most game experience, both with the club and a bit of international experience in the middle. And then Balshin is one of the veteran guys, too. So who do you think it leans on? I think it probably leans on either Mansally or Salcedo.
Yeah, I would say Mond and Salcedo are the two guys that vocally have to.
Finley in. Finley, a shot back post. Oh, and he fired it wide. A beautiful setup by Jaime on a counter that time, 4v3. And Finley just couldn't bend it inside that post and missed by 6 inches.
Yeah, and perfectly weighted ball from Sebastian Jaime as he allows Robbie Finley to open up his hips inside of the right foot and search out the side net, and he just pushed it past that far left post of the goalkeeper. Now Olmes Garcia getting set to come in for Real Salt Lake.
In back and cleared by Djokovic. Salcedo holds it in. Guzman trying to track it down, and he punched it well wide and out of bounds far side. Register now for 2015 season tickets and the waiting list. Real Salt Lake sold out virtually all their home matches this year. We want to make sure you reserve your spot at Rio Tinto Stadium for next season. Visit realsaltlake.com. Call 801-727-2700 to lock in your seat for the 2015 RSL season. And now the referee beginning to take this game over just a little bit. Wants to have a word with an RSL player, and now they'll let Sacramento put it back in play quickly. Lopez. Here's Stewart. Guzman, 30 yards out. Playing it wide. Long run, Clementa trying to get to it. Mansally there as well. And a corner kick coming here for Sacramento as Abdoulaye touched it last. 5th corner of the night here for Sacramento Republic FC. 1-0 RSL, 65th minute. Rain virtually stopping now here at Rio Tinto Stadium. We'll have an RSL Subway substitution here coming momentarily as Olmes Garcia stands with the 4th official, just about ready to check in. It will be after this Lopez corner kick. And after the referee sorts out the shuffling inside the 6.
Just like the first half, Sac Republic putting 3 guys right on the body of Lalo Fernandez.
Lopez in, sent out, flicked forward by Balshin. Velasquez giving chase. Job by Guzman at the halfway line to turn it back the other way for Sacramento. Lopez. Gissy. Run off the ball by Justin Glad. Guzman wins it back. Guzman, bit of a destroyer in the middle of the field. And they're running and clattering into everybody right now. Grossman intercepts and leaves it for Finley. Have a feeling Robbie's night may be done here momentarily. We'll see. My guess would be Finley or Jaime. RSL Sunday night at Chivas USA. Dunny and I will be there. Hear that broadcast on ESPN 700. Able to watch it over on CW30 television. Here's Jaime getting forward again, wide of the area. Sebastian Jaime pauses, waits, plays it back. Balshin. Right-footed service in, backside, looking for Finley. Clementa got a head to it, and out of bounds it will go, and that will bring us to our Subway substitution here. in the 67th minute. Olmes Garcia, the young Colombian, will check in here for Real Salt Lake. And the night for Sebastian Jaime is done here in the 67th. Doesn't have anything to show for it, Dunny, but a good work in 67 minutes tonight for Sebastian Jaime.
Well, when the ball was played to him and the opportunities presented itself, Sebastian Jaime linked up very, very well with the players around him. It's a familiar role with his time in Chile and Argentina, and he's only going to get better as his fitness levels continue to rise.
Mansally throws in. Velasquez chopped down. Play the advantage. Mansally left-footed ball, overcooked it through the box. Tracked down by Balshin on the backside. Back to Grossman. Out wide it comes to Balshin again. Rich. Centrally for Velasquez. Sebastian. Too many touches before he finally plays it wide to Mansally. All the way back out now, Salcedo. 68th minute, 1-0. Glad. Lost it, skinned of it. Here's a chance for a counter for Sacramento, and they just give it right back up again.
Well, Guzman's done a very good job since coming on as a substitute, replacing Gilberto, of being that destroyer, sitting in and quickly getting the ball off his feet. All these substitutes have done a good job immediately getting themselves into the game, and the competition level has risen.
Another sub coming in for Preki here momentarily. Harrison Delbridge will check in momentarily. The night for Mickey Daly is done as Delbridge comes in here in the 68th minute.
Wow, the fourth official is really abiding by the rules tonight.
And he's very slow with his substitutions, I might add, with that board down there. He's having trouble with the electronic board. Mond with it in back for RSL. Rolls it up ahead and forward to Balshin. Now Grossman back to Mond. Minute 69, 1-0 Real Salt Lake.
Well, a few things I'm looking for in these final 20 minutes for Real Salt Lake. How do they close this game out? And can they close it out without going helter-skelter? Can they do it in style? What does the rest of the substitutions look like from head coach Jeff Cassar? And for Sac Republic FC, I know it's a short turnaround time. You just won a championship. It's all about getting ready for this game after a few days of celebration. That's why we're seeing so many changes from Preki. But from a competition standpoint, can you make it incredibly difficult on the road, tough environment like Rio Tinto Stadium, and potentially put yourself in the situation where you get a positive result out of this game?
Lopez plays it in off the near side corner, headed far side wide, and Balshin will track it and turn it back upfield for RSL. Velasquez making a run. He wants that ball. Balshin can't hit it to him, so they play it to Sandoval instead. Devin through traffic. Broken up nicely there by Mirkovic. And Lopez has it now, back the other way, 70th minute. Over the top, looking for Stewart, not there. Here's Balshin. Rolls it back and switches near side to Salcedo. Mansally. Abdoulaye through to Finley. Finley's in. Finley across. Sandoval! Couldn't get it redirected on frame and cleared by Sacramento. Another great goal-scoring opportunity for RSL, and Collins back. Make it Stewart this time all by himself. He and Collins are interchangeable up top right now, but wasn't anybody back to help him out. RSL with possession again.
It was a great ball from Abdoulaye Mansally down this left-hand side, perfectly weighted in behind the back line, and an early test for Sac Republic's new central defender, Delbridge. Finley puts that ball back across, and Devin Sandoval just can't get his feet right, using the inside of that left foot to keep that shot on frame.
71st minute, the RSL ball, 1-0. RSL's probably had 4 or 5 really good in-the-run-of-play scoring opportunities tonight. The only goal coming on the Robbie Finley penalty kick.
And really, Bill, both of these teams just lacking that final touch in the final third. We've seen a couple of good opportunities for both teams. Just both teams not really testing the goalkeeper.
Here's Finley again getting behind the defense. Trying a left-footed cross, and Gissy caught a piece of him. And that's going to result in a corner kick for RSL.
Yeah, good spin away from pressure from Robbie Finley. Feels the challenge coming again, and good recovery tackle from Gissy.
Near side corner, a Mountain America Credit Union corner kick for Cole Grossman. Lofts it high, top of the 6. Sandoval just got a little touch to it. Mistimed his jump that time and only was able to get his forehead and fire it wide, so it'll be a goal kick. You and I will be in Southern California at the StubHub Center on Sunday night for the Chivas match. It's already been a turbulent season at Chivas with all the rumors swirling. What do you think the mood in that locker room is like now that it looks imminent that the club will be shuttered next year?
Yeah, that thing's like the Death Star right now. It's going to be a very interesting game, and it's going to be an interesting final to the season with all the news kind of leaking out about the potential of Chivas USA going dark, the LA2 franchise going dark for the next 2 seasons, and potentially what the distribution would look like for those players. And you got to think, a lot of players, they have a home. This is their livelihood. And to go from playing in Major League Soccer to being dispersed, and you look at the season they've had, when you really dig into that contract and with some of the numbers that those guys are on, it's one thing to be on big numbers when you're on a bad team. It's another thing being redistributed across the board at high numbers. So going to be very interesting to see who the owners are of the new club, if it should go dark for a couple years, and potentially what these players look like coming out the backside. But I can't imagine the mood outside of trying to be as professional as possible in the moment is that bright right now for Chivas USA.
Here's Collins getting back, can't get around Salcedo, and Carlos clears it back across midfield. Sandoval with a heel touch to it, but can't control, and Devon's going to be whistled for another foul here. Put quickly back in play by Sacramento. 74th minute. So we get a little later here tonight at Rio Tinto Stadium. 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Penalty kick goal, Robbie Finley, 57th minute. It's the only thing that's found the net here tonight. Mansally. Back to Salcedo. Back to Mansally. RSL very dangerous passing in their end. And a whistle and a foul against Gissy.
No, I didn't see anything on that challenge whatsoever. I think it was a wild swing of the leg from Abdoulaye Mansally, and Gissy just came back to put a lot of pressure on Mansally. Preki wasn't happy with the call. Again, just knowing
Preki, by the way, hasn't been happy with a whole lot tonight, and I think it kind of started when the rain started falling at the end of the first half.
I love it. I love it. There's so many stories that can be told about playing behind Preki in Miami with the Miami Fusion back in the day.
Telling you, you're going to write the book one day.
Yeah, if they only knew. That'll be the name of it. But just to see
the unofficial history of Major League Soccer through the eyes of Brian Dunseth.
Man, just to see the way he cocks his head and he looks at the referee, it's great to see some things haven't changed. He's still able to keep his personality.
Garcia in, and before he could get that ball down, it was headed wide by Sacramento. First real opportunity of the night for Olmes. Edge of the area, Sandoval might have got that with his arm. And now Velasquez is going to be whistled for the foul on Delbridge. 76th minute, Real Salt Lake 1, Sacramento Republic FC nothing. Mond, Balshin. All the way back, Lala Fernandez. Vukovic, Mirkovic. Delbridge up ahead, Gise. Finley. Centrally Sandoval. They'll let it go through and roll through to Glad. Justin was about a half step behind getting to that ball. It's a good step by Mansally. Sacramento's just not able to complete that last pass to get them through to the RSL end. All the way back now to Fernandez.
Well, I love everything I've seen from Sac Republic. I love the grit, the determination in a tough environment, knowing that they've only had 3 days to recover after winning the USLPro championship. I love everything about the campaign built for MLS, MLS Next, everything about what potentially the future could hold for this club, the ownership, the coaching staff. It's been a pretty incredible run and an expansion year for this group underneath Preki, and seeing what the group's been put together and how quickly they've come together and gelled and had so much success in such a short amount of time.
They've got an NBA franchise in Sacramento, Dunny. They've supported this club. What do you think is a realistic time frame for them to seriously think about getting an MLS franchise?
Well, I think when you're looking at the numbers alone, just the numbers of support, over 174,000 people coming through the turnstiles over the course of a season. That's incredible. That's incredible. We always knew the Bay Area had such a rich history for the game. And to see the support, to see the commitment from ownership, again, it's if you would have told me, 5 years ago that an opportunity would be there for Sacramento, I would have said that not after watching the San Jose Earthquakes go dark, moving to becoming the Houston Dynamo, coming back in as an expansion franchise. I wouldn't have said that area would be able to have 2 MLS teams. Now I absolutely believe they could. And to see the support rallying around and what the product is on the field, the quality, it's only going to get better, Bill. It's only going to get better, and I think it speaks to the bigger good of what soccer and Major League Soccer has become here in the United States.
Sacramento on the somewhat attack here in the 79th minute. Back to Delbridge. We'll have an RSL Subway substitution coming momentarily. Fans wanting to see Benji Lopez tonight. Get a chance to see Benji Lopez here as a second-half sub. Final 10 minutes and change likely. Salcedo steps to break the play up. Guzman back, intercepted by Velasquez. Sebastian, plays that ball forward to Gomez Garcia. Got caught up in his feet. Gomez gets it back now, Sandoval. Now Finley. And Sally's got it now. Out wide, Rich Balshin. Space ahead, Finley. Out wide of the area, Robbie. Leaves it for Balshin. In he comes, crosses back, in front Velasquez, shot Grossman over the top. It was on a tee for Grossman, and he shot it high.
Well, Co Grossman does everything right in his approach. He just doesn't keep it on frame. Great little touch from Sebastian Velasquez with the roll back into the run of Grossman, and Grossman just shaking his head in disgust with himself because that was a golden opportunity, and one that the two-way midfielder isn't going to see that often. Now Benji Lopez coming in to replace Robbie Finley. For Finley getting the goal in the 58th minute, and I think it's been a very, very good game for Finley as he continues to work his way back to full fitness coming off that knee surgery at MLS Cup final. And a great opportunity tonight, taken well, to build that confidence up for Robbie Finley.
Robbie has the lone goal tonight. Final Subway, one of the last Subway subs here tonight. Finley out. Tell the listeners, tell the RSL fans what they need to know about Benji Lopez.
Well, I think it's frustrating for Benji Lopez, recognizing he's only being given 10 minutes tonight, but I think it speaks to kind of what he needs to do behind the scenes off the field. But he's a kid with a bright future. He's got speed, he's got athleticism, technical ability. Now he just needs to rise to the top, rise to the occasion, and prove that he not only belongs in this squad, but he should be given the opportunity to compete with the forwards.
Benji Lopez in. Corner kick won by Sacramento, and Rodrigo Lopez will step out to take the corner. The 8th corner tonight for Sac Republic here at Rio Tinto Stadium. 82nd minute. Right-footed ball lofted in. Lala Fernandez tips it back out. Delbridge takes a shot. And the flag was up on the near sideline. And RSL averts danger here late. 82nd minute, 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Fernandez looking to put it back in play here. Center circle taken down Velasquez. Garcia lays it back Mansally. Sebastian getting forward. Near sideline, not enough mustard on that pass from Mansally. Intercepted by Sac Republic. Mansally takes it right back again, then gives it right back again. Mirkovic. Switch near side, Delbridge. Garcia in the area, plays it forward now, Clementa. Grossman, Mansally. Back to Salcedo. Being pressured, finally clears up the middle of the park. Glad nods it down to Grossman. Great read. I see exactly what you're saying about how he keeps the game simple.
Yeah.
Doesn't overthink it, doesn't try to do too much. Here's Balshin. Leaves it Sandoval. Sandoval gets caught up with a Sac defender. Goes down, nothing there.
Well, Bill, you see what I'm talking about with Rich Balshin, his speed, his athleticism, and how quickly he gets going. It's a great step from a right back position. Looks to reward Devin Sandoval from being in an onside position. And Bartolome, the number 5 substitute, comes in, cuts down the angle, does a great job averting a little bit of hesitation across the back line for Sac Republic.
Chad Bartolome. Mansally being pressured, 1v1 out here wide, and kicks it off of Lopez out of bounds. Rodrigo Lopez has put in a full effort here tonight for Preki, earning his MVP stripes of the USLPro and playing what will apparently be a full 90 here tonight for Sac Republic.
Yeah, it's good to see Rodrigo Lopez have success at this level. I remember him being a young kid at Chivas USA and never really getting the opportunity to play consistently. And very difficult for teams in Major League Soccer to develop, especially develop young talent when you're struggling as a cohesive unit. But he's chased the game and he's found a home and he's played very, very well this season.
85th minute, Mansally throws in front of his own bench, 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Can they get the dagger, the put-away goal here late? Sac Republic just kind of hanging around. They haven't been overly dangerous, but it only takes one ball sprung forward and they might be in. We'll see. Mirkovic. Through it comes. Stewart plays it out wide, and then the ball couldn't be controlled by Bartolome. Oh, just kind of an unforced error on that far sideline by the Sac Republic forward. Balshin looking to throw in. Rich wants somebody to come to the ball. Finally gets it into Glad. Gives it right away to Lopez. Sent back out again by Salcedo. Delbridge hammering Sandoval over the top that time. No whistle. Here's Glad. Mirkovic. He's played a full 90 or approaching a full 90 here tonight. Whistle and the play on. Glad looking for Sandoval. And the flag up. Devin was on the wrong side of the defender that time, and the flag came up.
Yeah, and what I like about this Sac Republic team is that even with all the changes, the level of play has not dropped off whatsoever. The competition level has been very, very good, and you can see that these guys can definitely play.
Glad goes down, and looks like he May have whacked his head that time on the turf.
Yeah, you're
tough
gonna,
spill by the youngster Justin Glad.
You're going to want to get someone out there, an athletic trainer out there immediately, because that was a nasty challenge, and I agree with you. His head whipped back.
Looked like he whipped back and hit the turf, didn't it?
Yeah.
Available if he needs to go that way. You've got Ned Grabavoy. You could slot in and play if that holding midfield spot. Maybe you play a Schuler or a Wingert in there too. We're in the 87th minute. It won't be long for whoever has to go in, but boy, Justin Glad really looked like he whacked his head good that time.
Yeah, a lot of different options for head coach Jeff Cassar. Balshin could step up. Salcedo could step up in the midfield. It's just pretty much at this point, who do you want to risk in the final few minutes of this second half? Well, you think about these two teams, Bill, and you think right now, if you look at this RSL team, you're looking at a group potentially that could be competing on a regular basis going down for USLPro games. And if you look at Sacramento Republic FC right now, and you think about them being healthy, fully fit, not coming off a championship game, a full season, and just 3 days rest, this could be a much different look. And the competition level alone, I think, is going to afford RSL players the opportunity to come back, gain their fitness, and these young players like Justin Glad to continue to develop at a high rate of speed.
Yeah, it looks like the night for Justin Glad's going to be done. He's on that far side. Doesn't look like he's going to be checking back in here. And Luis Gil, maybe our final sub of the night as we enter the 89th minute. Here's Mansally. Slots it ahead, but too far for Sebastian Velasquez. Sebastian was saying it was touched last by Sac Republic, but the referee didn't see it that way.
No, from my angle, it absolutely looked like it got a touch. Referee's going to allow it to play on quickly. North to south play for Sac Republic.
Left-footed ball driven in. Loose in front. Fernandez finally falls on it as Dakota Collins made a very dangerous near-post run. And Carlos Salcedo down again for Real Salt Lake as we approach the 90th minute.
Good hard run in the box.
Salcedo's up, holding his left arm. Tyson Pace is going to give it a jog down and see if they need to run him on the field. Dr. Drew Cooper also downstairs tonight for Real Salt Lake.
Well, the referee was motioning that he wanted Tyson Pace, the athletic trainer for Real Salt Lake, to come onto the field and check the goalkeeper, and then ends up pulling him back. But here's confirmation of the sub. Luis Gil coming on to replace Justin Glad. Glad slowly making the long walk around the field.
Subway substitution. Gil in the 90th minute. Justin Glad's night's done, and we'll hope Justin's okay. Hopefully nothing more than a bump on the head and a little bit of a headache.
Well, the fourth official just indicated that there were...
Here's Velasquez, RSL. Still on the move here, still on the attack with a 1-0 lead in the 90th minute. Three minutes of added time is what we're going to have here tonight. Gil up ahead, Velasquez. Sebastian, left-footed ball, and a goal! It's a goal for Velasquez! In the 91st minute, a left-footed drive from the top of the box. 2-0 RSL.
We talked about some of the young players needing to take this opportunity, but it's also some of the established players needing this opportunity to prove to head coach Jeff Cassar that they deserve to be on the field. Sebastian Velasquez taking that goal very, very well as he picks out that upper right-hand corner. And that smooth left foot gives RSL the 2-0 lead in the 90th minute.
I think Sebastian heard the calls for a shot early in the first half or late in the first half when he chose to pass a couple of times when the shot was there. That time he shot and did not miss. Ball over the top, well beyond Collins that time, all the way back. Lalo Fernandez. Sent back in by Delbridge. Long run coming for Stewart. He won't have much of a chance there as Fernandez lets it roll back toward the end line. He'll scoop it up. And wait for everybody to clear and side volley it forward. So Finley got the first tonight for RSL, a penalty kick in the 57th minute. But that was an emphatic left by Sebastian Velasquez. Left very little doubt, and the keeper had no chance. Lopez all the way back to Djokovic. Vukovic. Mirkovic. Lopez far sideline, sent out of bounds by Velasquez. What's a goal like that do for Sebastian?
I think it's everything. After the season, he's had 2 assists in just 9 appearances, 0 starts this year. I think from a confidence perspective tonight, this performance has afforded him the opportunity to get back on the radar of Jeff Cassar and what would consider to be kind of that first choice 18-man roster, the game day roster.
Clementa knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in deep in the RSL end.
I also think with Luke Mulholland in the mix this season, it's made life very, very difficult. If Luke Mulholland could push Luis Gil out of the starting 11, that pushed Sebastian Velasquez even deeper.
There's the whistle, and that's that. 90 minutes of soccer played here tonight on a wet, rainy, chilly night at Rio Tinto Stadium. RSL beats Sacramento Republic FC by a final score of 2-0. Goals by Finley and Velasquez. The difference here tonight is RSL wins it 2-0. We'll take a timeout, be back with some post-game straight ahead here on ESPN 700.
Sebastian Velasquez has a great opportunity and an opportunity that he took very, very well tonight. And then the exercise, getting confidence for Finley, more fitness for Sebastian Jaime, and for Devin Sandoval coming back off a couple games on the road to see what he picked up and where he's at.
I really like Glad's performance tonight. I think he gets better and better the more he plays. I thought Sebastian Jaime, he only played 67 minutes, was very, very effective tonight. Good moments and some so-so moments for Sebastian Velasquez, but he does get that goal. I thought he was very creative at times. I think he still hesitates to shoot. I'm glad he solved that problem when he was in extra time and had that open shot with the left foot. But I think all in all, it was a solid performance. Not a great performance, but a solid performance. And credit Sacramento for coming in here 3 days after winning a championship, probably still a little hungover from the season and other things, and coming out here today and giving it a full-out effort, really only giving up the one goal in the run of play tonight, the other one coming on probably a little bit of a soft PK.
And look, when they booked this game with us 4-6 weeks ago, their concern was that their season might have been done for 3 or 4 weeks before coming in here. So obviously they made a great run. We spent a lot of time today with some of their front office folks, talking about how MLS is structured, what has worked for us in this market. And anybody that listens to this On Frame show every week, or that hears Garth and Jeff and others every week, knows that RSL puts it all in the locker room. You have a winning product. You're able to build everything else around that. And that seems to be, Dunny, the buzz that they've created around that team and that market, where, again, soccer, like here, can be a big fish in a small pond. They have so many advantages. And as you said, their ambition is what inspires me. The built for MLS, the MLS Next. They did ask the league if they could take over the Chivas charter, if you will, and be the 21st team next year. Who knows how that is going to come through, but when the MLS folks did visit there last week, they obviously had the whole community mobilized. They've got 5,700 season ticket holders. They have engaged supporters groups that are very diverse, a lot like ours. So it's they've got a great story to tell, and I think they'll be able to keep telling it for many years.
Remind me, because it's been 10 years, what was our season ticket base year number one?
It's on his way, standby.
When we moved into Rio Tinto Stadium, it was at 4,500.
Okay.
And next year we'll be at 15.
Okay.
It's pretty incredible. When
Jeff Cassar, about to address the media downstairs, will get ready to throw down.
All right, go ahead and toss it.